Will versus reason. Why do we always betray ourselves? Are you a rational person? Do you try to think logically and make decisions from a long-term perspective? Then why is it that we so often almost always make choices we know we shouldn't? You say you're dieting. Order a salad, then add fried food. You know staying up late will make you exhausted, but you're still glued to your phone at a.m. You've told yourself to end a relationship countless times, yet you reach out again. Why does this happen? Why do we betray ourselves so easily? Today, we'll explore this question through the lens of Schopenhauer's philosophy. Will versus reason. Why we are constantly at war with ourselves. Schopenhauer described the fundamental force behind human existence as will. But this isn't willpower in the usual sense. It's a nameless, irrational impulse, a biological instinct that governs our actions. I want to eat. I want to sleep. I want to be recognized. I want to possess someone. I want to push someone away. These feelings come before rational thought, and that feeling, that drive, is what Schopenhauer called the will. He stated, reason is merely the servant of the will. In other words, we think our reason leads us, but in truth, our reason exists to justify desires already chosen by our will. Frightening, perhaps, but also deeply familiar, isn't it? We say, I knew better, but I still did it. I don't even know why I did that. It felt right in the moment. These phrases reveal the inner war between reason and will. Reason say, it's late, go to sleep. But will whisper, just 5 more minutes. One last video. Reason say, they hurt you, don't contact them again. But will murmur, they might be lonely. You could be their last hope. To Schopenhauer, this is the core of human nature. We do not choose what we want what we have chosen. When the will wins, reason compromises and self-deception begins. Just this once. Everyone does it. I'm different. I can handle it. But the more these behaviors repeat, the more we fall into guilt and regret. Oversleeping, binge eating, relationship addiction, compulsive spending, social media addiction. All these patterns stem from self-deception. The will seeks pleasure. Reason rationalizes it, and what remains is regret. Modern neuroscience supports Schopenhauer's insight. Our decisions begin in the emotional brain, amygdala, brainstem, and only later are they interpreted or justified by the prefrontal cortex. We don't act logically. We decide emotionally, then wrap our choices in logic. Schopenhauer saw this in the Tonpalbeck's. He wrote, reason is not a lamp, but a shadow. Let's look at some common conflicts between reason and will. Failed diets. Reason, late night eating will make me gain weight. Will, I am hungry. I had a tough day. Just this once. Toxic relationships. Reason, this person drains me. Will, but I'm lonely. I might not find someone else. Impulse buying. Reason, you don't need this. You'll regret it. Will, but buying it will make me feel better. Social media addiction. Reason, this is a waste of time. Will, I'm just relaxing. I'm staying informed. We wrestle with these battles daily, and most of the time, will wins. Schopenhauer went even further. He believed the human condition was fundamentally self-destructive. Man cannot control his will. The will seeks life, but also destruction. Is redemption possible? Can we live without betraying ourselves? His answer wasn't simple, but it was clear. Become aware of the will. Create distance from it, not by suppressing the will, but by observing it and cultivating inner stillness. 2 practices to free yourself from the will. Pre-awareness training. Recognize and record patterns before impulses arise. Delay reaction. Wait some minutes before acting on any desire or emotion. System over emotion. Design your environment around structure, not feelings. Philosophical journaling. Write dialogues between your reason and will. Conscious refusal training. Intentionally decline small temptations daily. Protect quiet time. Meditate, walk, or be in nature regularly. Creative immersion. Channel the will into immersive activities, music, art, reading. We betray ourselves not out of weakness, but because we don't recognize our will. Schopenhauer teaches, do not trust reason, observe the will. That's the beginning of understanding who we really are. So, ask yourself, did I truly choose this? Or am I simply obeying a familiar impulse? You might be surprised how many of your choices are just habits of the will, not expressions of your true self. Change begins when we betray ourselves less often. That's the beginning of thought and of transformation. We often scold ourselves. I have no willpower. Why do I always make the same mistake? But Schopenhauer's view is different. The will is not mine to control. I am the will. This doesn't mean we are helpless. It means we can stop blaming and start understanding more deeply. So let your questions change. Why am I like this? Why do I follow this will? How do I fight it? How do I understand it? Don't fight the will. Understand it. That's where real change begins. Addiction isn't limited to substances. We suffer from countless non-material addictions. Smartphone addiction, social media addiction, relationship addiction, self-criticism addiction, achievement addiction. These are unconscious behaviors ruled by the will. Reason say, this is hurting me. Will whisper, but without this, I'll feel empty. According to Schopenhauer, this repetition is connected to our unconscious attachment to life. The will is a will to live, but also a will to suffer. Addictions begin to avoid pain, but ultimately become systems that sustain pain. Interestingly, Schopenhauer's concept of will laid the groundwork for Freud's theory of the unconscious. Freud argued that human behavior is driven by repressed urges and impulses, a direct expansion of Schopenhauer's insights. The will is wordless, illogical, expressed through instinct, emotion, repetition, and suffering. It aligns with Freud's dead. And so we must ask, why do I always break down in similar situations? The answer lies not in logic, but in quieting ourselves to notice the flow of will. Schopenhauer believed that while all humans are ruled by will, a few rare individuals transcend it. He called them philosophers, artists, sages. They share one trait. They notice their desires, observe them, and can pause them. They don't run from suffering. They confront and rise above. True freedom lies in breaking the chains of will. This doesn't promote asceticism or repression, but a deeper shift, living not by desire, but through insight. Let's return to reality. What can we do starting now? Just 6 minutes a day of stepping back from the will, walking without your phone, writing when a craving hits, meditating on your emotional patterns, turning off YouTube, and doing nothing. It might feel boring, lonely, even pointless, but in that space, you will meet someone, yourself, not the reactive, chasing overstimulated self, but the quiet, strong, present self that simply is. Once you experience that, you'll begin to escape the cycle of self-betrayal. As we close this 2-hour reflection, I want to leave you with a few questions. What recent decision made you feel like you betrayed yourself? What did the voice of your will sound like in that moment? What's the most common situation where your will clashes with your reason? What keeps you stuck in that cycle? If you could name one recurring emotion, desire, or regret, what would it be? Have you ever created space just to watch it? These aren't just thought exercises. They're invitations to shift your way of life. Schopenhauer reminds us, when we come to know the will, we finally become ourselves. Let this idea resonate within you today, and let it gently shape your actions tomorrow morning. We all can change slowly, steadily, and that change begins with philosophy. Thank you. What specific moment in your life made you realize that your emotions were stronger than your logic? Can you recall a decision you logically planned for but emotionally sabotaged? What was the inner dialogue like? If your will had a voice, what would it sound like? Gentle, persuasive, aggressive? What metaphor would you use to describe it?